So, greetings and welcome to another segment of Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. My name is Peter Updike, and we talk about hunting and fishing and all things connected. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 methods of take. Most states offer 3 different hunting seasons, sometimes 4, sometimes a late season archery hunt, sometimes a late season muzzleloader hunt. Yeah, you might want to think about participating in these hunts. But first I want to show you 2 of my bucks. Both of these deer were killed on private land. This buck is, I call him the Johnson buck because my buddy Cliff had an opportunity to kill this deer with his muzzleloader during the muzzleloader season, and I wasn't able to close the deal. And 2 weeks later I was able to kill this deer. I was with my 88-year-old World War II veteran friend, Bill Bass. You heard about him in the other video. We were together, and this is the only decent buck that we ever killed together. We were going down to his stand. We were going down to his, he had a condominium stand in a big oak tree, and I'd always help get him up in the thing. And yeah, I was taking him down there, carrying his rifle, carrying his bucket, carrying his seat cushion, and this deer was standing out in front of the area where that condominium stand overlooks. And yeah, it was middle of the day, like 3 o'clock, and I told Bill, I said, Mr. Bass, I said, there's a nice buck standing in the field. He said, shoot him. I said, are you sure? He said, shoot him. So I shot him, and yeah, that was a great day. And he came back to the house with me, and it was probably, I got pictures of that day, and looking back, that was probably the funnest day that he ever had with me. And I shot the deer, and we walked up on it, and he looked at me and he said, does this mean we have to go home now? I said, yes, sir, Mr. Bass, I'm sorry, but it's time to go home. I said, you shouldn't have told me to shoot that deer. I probably couldn't have helped myself. I probably would have shot it anyway. But yeah, he's a great 8-point buck, and real glad to have him. And those are some great memories. I love having these deer mounted, and I don't bash anybody for mounting their deer. They have great memories, and this is one of them. And I killed this buck, same place, not too far away from where I killed this one. I killed this buck in the swamp, and we call him side tine because you'll see on this, he got an antler up there. His brow tine got broken, and somehow it was in velvet, and it healed back, and it grew sideways, and so that's side tine. This buck, I killed him in the afternoon, and this would be what I would consider my first real noteworthy Florida buck, and I'm just real happy to have that deer. Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him or not. But both these deer, yeah, they stay on my wall up here. I wanted to showcase them. I'd never shown them to you. I never told you the story about them, so I want to take that time to do it today. We're going to talk about the 3 methods of take. First of all, the archery season. Now, if I only had one season to choose, I would choose modern gun. I like hunting in the fall and winter time. I like hunting when it's cold. But archery season is before modern gun and before muzzleloader. It's early season in most places. And I always take advantage of hunting in September. I will not hunt during the summer. Some places in Florida, they hunt in August. And South Carolina, I think they got early season hunts that are like in summertime. And yeah, I'm not into doing that. If you are, that's fine. I don't care. But I like to wait. I like the waiting. And this is my bow set up. You don't have to hunt with a bow like this. You can get a recurve. You can go on eBay and buy yourself a recurve with a string and some arrows and a quiver and go bow hunting with minimal expense just to see if you want to do it. And yeah, in the pawn shops and some of the gun shops, they've got used archery tackle. And if you're not taking advantage of the archery season, yeah, you should be. It's hot. You don't have to go that often. but it does, you get you legged up for the season coming. So I like bow hunting. I've killed a handful of deer and hogs with my bow, and I've shot at a few. Now, archery season comes with a package that you may not see coming, an added feature, if you will, and that is heartbreak. Because if you're like me, I took archery hunting to the extreme. As much as I could do, I went, and I invested myself, and I'd go and I'd sit, and I'd go and I'd sit, and I'd scout and find new spots and go and apply for quota permits, and on and on and on it goes throughout the season. And maybe you kill something, maybe you didn't, but then all of a sudden that opportunity comes on a deer on public land like it did for me, and you weren't able to close the deal. It was heartbreaking, and that can happen. So be prepared. Pack your quiver with a little bit of patience, a little bit of long suffering. It'll serve you in the end, okay? And yeah, there's a lot to bow hunting. There's just all kind of books and videos and YouTube channels all dedicated to bow hunting, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. Hurl an arrow at 20 yards, hit your target with a pointy broadhead, a sharp, razor-sharp broadhead with an arrow that's good and heavy, and you'll kill that deer, provided you don't shoot him in the guts. Okay, we'll do more videos on bow hunting as it comes. I've got all of these releases. I've got all my releases that I've saved down through the years, and they're all basically the same. All right, so archery season gives way to muzzleloader season. Let's talk about muzzleloader. I got my muzzleloader right here. For the most part, you'll get a 3-day hunt once a year on the muzzleloader. I'm saving up points, so I've not been able to go on a quota hunt with my muzzleloader. I'm waiting and saving up points so that when the time comes, I'll have enough points to go on the hunt that I want to go on. And yeah, it's kind of risky, but I have found other places that I like to go hunting with my muzzleloader. And there are several places that you can go. One is the Hopkins Prairie Unit in the Ocala National Forest offers a 3-day hunt. You don't need a quota permit for that. You'll need a muzzleloader permit and your hunting license and your management area stamp and blah, blah, blah. I think now they got a whitetail. I buy a sportsman's license when I go. It's $110. Covers everything, okay? Covers my bow, covers my muzzleloader, modern gun, my management area stamp, all of those things. So, yeah, I bought this to hunt 3 days out of the season, but I've had this muzzleloader now for nearly 30 years, if not 30 years. And I've killed some deer with it and some hogs with it, and I enjoy having it, and it's worth the 3 days of hunting. And I did a lot of private land hunting with it too, and killed some deer with it on private land. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a different dynamic. Muzzleloader hunting, when you get a quota permit, someone will ask, if I got drawn for a muzzleloader hunt on a management area with a quota permit, would I be allowed to go in with my bow? Say, for instance, something happened to my muzzleloader and I got this quota permit. My answer to that would be no, that the quota permit system is put together for method of take. That's what these are, 3 methods of take. That's the way the state phrases it. That if you got a quota permit for modern gun, or I'm sorry, for muzzleloader, and you wanted to go in with your bow because you bumped your scope or you blew up your barrel or whatever, the quota permit system is reserved for those who want to hunt with a muzzleloader. So archery hunters have to apply for an archery hunt, as muzzleloader hunters can't apply for a bow hunt. They're 2 different methods of take. All right, that's the way I interpret it. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to even ask the question, can I go bow hunting during the muzzleloader season if I've got a quota permit for that area? Again, that quota permit, that management area with that quota permit is reserved for those who want to hunt with a muzzleloader and not a bow. There are quota permits for bow hunting. There are quota permits for muzzleloader and quota permits for modern gun, and they cannot be intertwined. Okay, as far as I know, I'm not going to do that anyway. I'm not going to take my bow on a muzzleloader hunt. Okay, I'm gonna be prepared and ready to go. And if I can't take my muzzleloader, I'm probably not going to go. Okay, all right. So and of course, muzzleloader season. When you invest in muzzleloader hunting and archery hunting, you're going to acquire tackle. I've got this tackle box, and inside this tackle box is everything that I need for my bow if something minor should go wrong. I've got extra sights, I've got a whisker biscuit, I've got tools, and you can't really change out a string. I do have a string in here, but you need a bow press to change that string. And I've got my broadheads and everything that I might need. I usually don't take this in the truck with me. Yeah, it's just got this stuff here, just stays at the house. And if I need to do any tweaking on my bow, everything that I need is in here. And then over here, I've got my tackle box for my muzzleloader. It's a little bit more in depth. Down through the years, I've changed my process. I've gone elk hunting with my muzzleloader, and it required different types of powder. I use the pellets for my whitetail hunting, and I've got the powder for my elk hunting. I've got different power belt, sabots. You got to clean your muzzleloader if you shoot it, or it'll rust up and it'll be junk in like a day. I've got these speed loaders. Inside this speed loader is my powder, and I got my primers and my projectile. I got 3 of them right here. I've got one loaded up when I go. I got one loaded up without a primer on it. And then when I get to the woods, get my stand, I then put my primer on. So, there is an expense to this, but during the off season, if you don't have a bow, you can get you a recurve. Go on eBay and find one. They're cheap. Get you some arrows. Hurl that arrow 20 yards with a sharp broadhead on it. Yeah, you get it done. Same with the muzzleloader. You can go get you a muzzleloader at a gun shop or a pawn shop and buy the stuff that you need for a little bit of expense. It's not, real cheap, but if you got a couple of $100, I think you should be able to get set up for a couple of $100 and get you a cheap scope and try it and see if you want to invest more in it later, as I did. I've been hunting with that muzzleloader for 30 years, and I haven't spent any money on it. So I had that initial expense. Now I've got all the gear and tackle, everything that I need. I never have to go to the store and buy more stuff. I'm set, right? And of course, muzzleloader season gives way to modern gun, and of course I love modern gun season. And this is my Remington Model 7mm 08, and it's a short little rifle, and I really like this gun. Got a lot of memories and got a lot of history, and killed a lot of deer with this gun. And yeah, I couldn't imagine selling it or trading it. Every nook and cranny of this gun has got wear in it, and it's just a great rifle. I'm looking forward to killing me another deer with it one day soon. So, yeah, I don't want to go too far into the logistics of the archery, the muzzleloader, and the modern gun, which you can swap back and forth. I would think that if you wanted to go bow hunting during the gun season with an area that does not require a quota permit, I think that's probably okay. Again, you'll always want to refer to your brochure for methods of take, and during certain times of the year. And if it's not listed, well, then you can't do it. That would be the safe way. If you have any questions, I'm sure they would be glad to answer your questions. A good resource, if you're on Facebook, a good resource for asking questions and getting a reply back, okay, is Hunt Florida. If you're on Facebook, look up Hunt Florida and, yeah, follow Hunt Florida and then shoot them a question. It takes them a day or so to get back, but every time I've asked them, they get right back to me. So, yeah, it's a good resource. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm looking forward to fall coming along and summer being over. We still got quite a ways to go, and going to continue to get ready and looking forward to maybe applying for the second phase of quota permits. So, yeah, see what I'm going to get. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.